to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your love, for your support. If you are new to the channel, you're welcome. If you have not subscribed, please, I would appreciate for you to hit on the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. It actually takes nothing for you to do that. And then if you find this video helpful, please hit on the like button. I would appreciate for you to like this video, okay? So that's just a way for you to support me. Just like the video. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew a 12 panel or 12 pieces or 12 pieces flare gown. So that's what we're going to learn. You can call it a panel. That's the real name, is actually panel. That's what we're going to learn how to cut. But you can call it 12 pieces. You can call it 12 panel. So that's what we're going to learn how to cut today. And we just need three basic measurements. So, and the three basic measurements that we need is the bust measurement, the under bust measurements, the waist measurement. So these are like the three measurements we need. So I'm going to make use of this cotton fabric, and we'll use 2 yards of this fabric for this guy. Okay guys, so this is our bustier pattern. So you can actually use any bustier pattern of your choice. So I drafted this one in my previous class, so I'm going to drop the link in the description box. So this is what we're going to be using for our paneled gown. So if in case you don't know how to draft a bustier straight gown, you can just see the link. So watch it, and then we'll be from there you understand what I did, how I came about this. So now we're going to start adapting this now into our pattern. So the first thing, we're going to work on the front pattern. So I'll keep the back on the side. Okay, so my side panel now, I'm going to divide my side panel into two. So for this, you are going to determine how you want to, however you want to divide it. But the easiest way is for you to check what you have here. Okay, just check what you have here. And then on this part, I have, from here, I have about 3.5 inches. That is almost 4. So I'll like divide it from the center like that. And then when I come to the bust area, I'm going to still mark that 2 inches here on around the bust area. I'll mark 2 inches also, and then after marking that 2 inches also on the bust area, on the under bust area also I'll mark 2 inches. So here is our line. So I'm just trying to use dotted lines. Okay, so you can see how it is. You can see the curve. And then as I go along on the waistline part, I'll use 2.5 inches, so which is okay, and then I'll mark it like this. So what I have here, I'm just going to use that same 2.5 inches for the down part like that, and then I'll keep marking it. So you can actually use 3 inches. Okay, so you can use 3 inches. So I'll just mark it straight like that to the down part. And then so I'm just trying to highlight it before I cut this out. So the next thing, I'm going to cut this out right now. So you can see what we have here on our table. Okay, so this pieces is 2, and then we have 2 here. So at the end of the day, we're going to have 3 on one side and then 2 on the other side. So the next thing now, we're going to use this to transfer to our fabric. Okay, so I'll fold my fabric right now. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to do. So this is 1, 2, and then 3. So we need to cut out 6 for the 6 pieces of this. That's for the front panel. And then we'll do the back, which is another 6. So that is what will make it 12 panel. So where we are going to cut our flare from, remember, this is our bust line, this is our under bust, this is our waist. So we're not going to be needing the hip. So put all that bust, under bust, bust, under bust, waist, and waist. So for this dress, it's going to flare a little bit below the under bust. So you can actually flare from anywhere. If you are making this as a maternity, gown for a pregnant woman. You can flare it from the under of the bust. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm trying to just check. So I'm going to come down just a little bit, which is 2.5 inches. So this is optional, you understand? So that's where I want my flare to start from. So you can start it from your waist. So it depends on what you want. So please note what, just note that. Okay. So this is where my flare is going to start from. All of these lines that I just did. So like I said, your flare can actually start from your under bust or your waist, or you can make it below your waist or above your waist. So now mine is going to be above the waist. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do, so I'm going to start with this one. So I already did try something here. So the next thing, you are going to determine how big do you want your flare to be. So for mine, I don't, if you notice, it's not a really big flare. So mine, I'm going to make it, let it be 5 inches addition. That's what I'm going to add to it. So I'll make it like 5.5. So after stitching, it's going to go to 5 inches, which is perfect and good. So this is our center piece. So I'll place it at the center, and then I'm going to check to make sure that what I want, I have the measurement that I want here. Okay, so I have it. I have 6 inches to this side, and then I have about 6 inches to this side, which is okay and nice. So the next thing I'm going to use my chalk for this. I'm going to use my chalk for this. So it is a very simple process. So what I'm going to do, this is where I want my flare to be, just like I explained earlier. Okay. So the next thing you are going to do here, you are going to make sure that you are cutting exactly on this side. So what I'm going to add to it, I'm just going to add like 1/4 inch. So what you add, the extra that you're going to add is what you're going to use to stitch. Okay, so note that. So for this, you can see it is 1/2 inch, which is okay. So I'm just going to add that 1/2 inch. I'll just keep marking it like this until I get to the point where I want to flare. So the same thing I did here, I'm going to do it here. So you can move, you can actually move this a little bit so you get the exact shape. Okay, so it is easier that way. Move it a little bit. Once you get the 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, move your pattern paper to that point and then mark it so you have the exact shape. And then once you mark it to that point where you want to flare, make sure you draw out the line already. So once I've gotten it to that point like that, which is okay, so you can see the two sides, the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my pattern paper. So like I said, I want 5 inches. So you can see I have 5.5 here, which is okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take this and then I'm going to place it like this. You can see it is a very simple process, right? Just place it like this. I hope you can see. Just place it, let it come down to that 5.5, to that mark, and then you are going to give it a nice flare like this to this point. So I'm going to show you, we're going to curve the down part of our dress, so it's not going to be as long as this. So we've marked that point, so I'm just trying to shift this a little bit, and then I'm going to take this, since I already have my lines here. From that point, I'm going to create that flare like that to the down part of my dress. So the next thing now, I'm going to measure what I have here. So for the full length of my gown, so like I said, the full length of my gown, I'm using 36. So now I'm going to increase it a little bit so I will have room when I want to trim, you understand? So that's what I'm trying to do now. So I'm marking it at 38, and then I'm just trying to give it a little bit of curve so it's not staying straight. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out now. So this is for our center panel. So you can see, so this is our center panel. So the easiest way for me to do this now, this part, I'm going to put a notch here, a tiny notch, because I'm going to join that part. So I know that these two parts, I'm going to join them. So another easy way for me to do this, I'm going to place this like this, and then you see those points that I marked. So this is going to be my center pieces. So you can see how it is looking. You can see it is looking like what we have there. So label them. This is one and two. This is one and two. Okay. So with that, it is easy for you to, so you don't mix them up, and then put that notch so you know that this is the part where you are going to join one and two toe. Okay. So I'm going to keep this on the side, and then I'm going to do the side pieces. So the second part of the side, I'm going to do it now. So I'll turn my fabric, and then I'll fold again and place it. Okay, so this one is the second one. So we're going to check for our lines. That's the measurement. So I have about my 5.5 inches here, which is okay. So the next thing I'm going to do to this, like I said, I'm just going to add about half of an inch or quarter of an inch to the side. So you just trace, make sure you trace the correct shape. And then once I get to my line, this is where I'm going to flay from. Once I get to my line, I'm going to stop. So I'm going to come to this side also. I'm going to trace so you can see what I'm trying to do. So add a little bit of allowance to the top part. And then once I get to that part, I'm going to stop. That's where our flay is going to be. And then from that point, I'm going to take my ruler like this. And then this is my 38 inches line for the length. And then I'm going to flay this to the edge. And then I'll do the same thing for this side to the edge also. Okay. So you can see what we have. You can see it looks like what we have, the shape of that dress on the picture. So the next thing, I'm going to cut this out. Make sure you add allowance to it. So this is our side pieces. So this is easier to, so you can see this is how it's going to be. This will join to this. So you can see. So the next thing is the third one that we need to cut. So the same process, I will fold my fabric again, and then I will cut it out. So you can see, so this is the last pieces. So this is my flay line, and then this is my full length line. So the same process. So when cutting, just add allowance like I explained to it. So once I get to that part, I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to create my flay. So just make sure that you check your measurement, that you have everything in place. Okay, so at the end of the day, so you can see how our pieces they look. So we have 6 pieces here for the front panel. So I'm going to open it and show you how it's going to look like. So this is the center. So those two parts that I notched, they are going to be at the middle. They are going to stay like this. While one of those pieces is going to stay here like this. And then this one is going to come here like this. It's going to come to this side like this. So this is staying here, and then this is the last pieces. That pieces is going to stay here like this. So you can see it. Those two parts are going to join together. It's going to stay there like this, and then this, and then this. So my table is not even big enough to contain it. So this is for the front panel. So for the back panel, I'm just going to do it the same way. So I'm going to take my back pieces, and then I'm going to divide it just the same way I divided this. That's how I'm going to divide it also. So from the waist I came down 2.5 inches, and then this I'm going to divide this into three pieces for the back. So I have what I have here, I have about nine. So I'm just going to divide them, because for the back pieces I'm going to add a zip allowance. So there's no zip allowance here now. I'm going to add a zip allowance. So I'm just going to divide them into three pieces. That's how I'm using 3 inches. Okay, so the middle one is going to have a zipper allowance to it. So for the back one, that one is going to stay like that. So this second one is going to have a little bit of curve like a dart. So on this part, I used 3 inches. So because of this part, this waist part, I'm not going to use 3 inches for this waist part. So for this waist part, from this end here, or the better still, instead of that 3 inches, I'm going to come in by 4 inch. So that 4 inch now will now enable me just create like a shape for it. Okay, so that 3 inches I'm just going to take it down. So at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to have. So you can actually give it any shape you want to give to it, because at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is that this down part actually does not matter. What matters is here, because it's actually a flare. So this part, it does not have any shape. So it's from this part upward that has the shape. Okay, so I'm going to cut this now. So just cut it into the shoulder. And then cut this into the shoulder. So this is going to have this one is going to have a zipper. So this, at the end of the day, this is going to be 1, 2, and 3. So the same process that I went through creating all of these pieces, the same process I'm going to go through for the back pieces. So guys, I'm going to stop this tutorial here now, because it is already too long. So in the next time, I'm going to show you guys how to stitch this together. So I want to see in the comment section, depends on how many people want to see me stitch it. If you want to see how to stitch it, just drop a comment on the comment section. So thank you so much. If you find this video helpful, please like the video. For those of you that are advanced, I know you can actually go from here and couple this dress together. So thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.